He saw the man in Moscow's pose with tiger picks and fur-lined throws. The Donald watched through mirrored glass and whispered, "Damn, that man's got class." A chuckle aired from Kremlin halls, disguised beneath some cyber calls. He liked the tweets, he liked the flair. This orange guy had something there. Then came the nod on cable loops, a mutual shrug to legal snoops. In silence, still, the bond had grown. Two kings who crowned themselves alone. In Helsinki, with smirks aglow, they stood while truths were ducked below. "Not him," said Don, I asked the man. And Vlad just grinned, he knew the plan. From leaked reports to naughty lore, their tale was whispered door to door. But every time the flame looked spent, a tweet emerged and back it went. They moved in tandem, real to bite. One moaned of witch hunts late at night. The other stroked a cyber pen, a bromance, trolling CNN. At NATO's meet, a strange delight. Don cracked, "He's smart and kinda right." The others sighed, but Vlad did smirk. In chaos, he could do his work. They laughed when journalists were banned. They toasted lies with sleight of hand. And when Don wore that Soviet pin, it wasn't satire, it was kin. For every chuckle wrapped in dread, another line of trust was fed. A cause so odd it must be fate, two jesters shaping their own state. Then came the chill, a frosty note, as Mueller filed what Vlad once wrote. The love went cold, the phone stayed dead. Still Don refreshed what Putin said. A poison here, a spy exposed. Their hotline quiet, channels closed. But Don just tweeted, vague and terse. Fake news again. It could be worse. He missed the spark, the shadow calls, the late-night chats through firewall halls. So back he scrolled and back again, still dreaming shirtless, drenched in men. At 3 a.m., a ping arrived. Still friends, it read, the hope revived. And soon they mapped a bold campaign. To drain the swamp, install the rain. They mused on how to tweak the law, to purge the weak with gleeful awe. Their dreams aligned in harsh decree, a shared belief in tyranny. No need for hearts or star-crossed fate. Their bond was firm through mutual hate. For every them they could define, another border redrew fine. The bots were caught, the spies were named. Yet Don just grinned and never blamed. If he did help, he said, so what? As Vlad admired the patriots strut. Their worlds began to blur and braid, in Fox and RT's echo shade. They shared more than a talking point. They joined at Disinfo's joint, and when Don lied with perfect spin, Vlad saw his craft reborn again. One TV, two agendas fed. The truth was dead, but power spread. They played their themes in mirrored verse. The press the plague, the facts a curse. When one would yell, "It's rigged," aloud the other'd nod and sway the crowd. Trump golfed, then banned some petty law as Putin chuckled, filled with awe. No need for laws to make things right. Just flash and fear and Fox at night. They didn't need to speak in full. A smirk, a flex, the Western lull. Each played the tune the other strummed. The dirge of freedom softly hummed. A moment made the deal complete. A nod in public, soft and sweet. "He's strong," said Trump, "not like our guys." While Vlad just blinked with narrowed eyes. A cap was sent across the seas in crimson thread, embroidered sleeves, and though no ring was ever worn, their vows were cast in global scorn. In backroom talks and vodka breath, they pledged alliance, life or death. The echoes rang through marble halls, not love but mirrored walls. Each day began with subtle text, a meme, a hint of what came next. A troop withdrawn, a zone ignored, the rhythms of a pact restored. Don spoke, and Vlad would echo, swift, "A hoax," he'd say with oligarch gift. They didn't dine or share their wine, but both believed in one grand line. From Syria's shell to Crimea's frost, they danced through lines that others crossed. A love in lies, a shared facade, two men who'd never call it odd. Their names were mashed in snark and scorn. Pew-Trump, they called it, meme-born porn. Yet every jab that mocked their ties just made them stronger in disguise. They walked in rooms with widened eyes, The crowd split wide like parted skies. The air grew thick, the jokes grew sly, each feeding off the other's sigh. Their couch was made of podiums tall, where truths collapsed and debt stood small. They'd talk, then nod, then leave the stage, a power couple born of rage. When coups were planned and riots bred, when loyal guards were left for dead, he stayed. He tweeted through the fire, while Vlad watched from his frost empire. They shared no house, but files aligned, their scandals braided, intertwined. And though the world began to cry, their bond refused to say goodbye. Their home was built on strongman's glee, a bunker made for infamy, and every vow unspoken stays, in actions darker than they play.